My beloved child, listen carefully. If your trust is in God, type Amen. They've been whispering through the veil, through the silence between your thoughts, through the stillness of your breath. A voice that does not come from the living, but from a realm where time no longer rules, where hearts don't stop beating, they just beat differently. Beloved, listen closely now. For someone who once held your hand, once kissed your forehead, once wiped your tears, is now standing beside Archangel Michael calling your name. You haven't been alone all this time. Even in your darkest nights, even when you spoke to the ceiling with no answer, they were there watching, waiting. And now speaking. Archangel Michael says, this is the moment when the veil is thin and heaven has granted permission for one voice to come through. A voice you love, a voice that once sang you to sleep or stood silently beside you when the world turned away. That voice has not forgotten you. It's not just a memory, it's alive in the spirit, present in the room where you sit now. The air is heavy with divine presence, and you felt it. The chill on your neck, the tears for no reason, the sudden memories that made your heart ache. That's not coincidence, that's communication. This loved one has been trying to reach you, but heaven only allows messages when your spirit is ready. And today, Michael says, your heart is open. Your soul is listening. If something in your chest just tightened, if your spirit recognizes these words before your mind does, pause here and let your faith speak. Type Amen 777 if you receive this clarity. The one who passed is standing behind you now, hands glowing with light, eyes filled with peace and truth, and their voice is saying, please tell them I still care. Please tell them I never left. And please tell them there's something coming that they must prepare for, not with fear, but with faith. They are not warning you because of danger, no. They are alerting you because they know you deserve the full truth. The person they once trusted, the person you think still loves you the way you love them, that person is not holding your heart gently anymore. The voice from the other side is calling because something is being hidden from you. A hidden truth that will be revealed soon. And the one who has passed doesn't want you to break, but to rise. They are asking heaven to give you strength before the truth reaches your door. Michael stands by their side, with his sword not raised in war, but in clarity. His wings are outstretched around your spirit and his voice says, child of light, hear this now. The one you trusted is not the same anymore. Their heart has shifted. But heaven has not abandoned you. A shift is coming, a revelation. And after it, restoration. You must stay grounded. You must not react in fear. And above all, you must remember you were never meant to walk through this season alone. Beloved, as you read this, your heart may be pounding because your soul already knows this message is real. Your spirit has been sensing the unseen, and now heavenly answers draw near. The one who passed is trying to prepare your heart. They are not far. They are with you. You feel their warmth. You hear their name in dreams. You smell their scent when no one is around. That's not memory, that's presence. That's love. If this stirred something deep and unexplainable inside you, let your faith respond softly. Comment Amen 6:19 if your heart is open to this message. There are things the heart remembers even when the mind forgets: the scent of someone's hug, the weight of their silence, the way they used to say your name like it was made of glass, something sacred. And now that voice, yes, that same voice confirms it. You may not understand how, but it is echoing through dimensions to reach you, pleading not to be ignored this time because something has moved in the spirit. What they were not allowed to speak before, they've been granted permission to reveal now. Archangel Michael stands at the edge of this moment like a gatekeeper, eyes like fire, wings spread wide with authority. His sword isn't drawn in wrath, but in release. He whispers through the veil, "Beloved, open your soul." The one who passed away has asked heaven to clear a path for their truth. You must listen now, because if you don't, the moment will close like a window in a storm, and what was meant for you will pass by unseen and unheard. Your loved one did not leave with peace in their heart, not because of regret, but because of something they could not say when they were alive. They were watching someone near you, someone you trust too deeply. And even from heaven, their spirit saw what you could not. They've seen conversations behind your back, plans made in the shadows, smiles that are hiding motives. The person you thought stood with you might be standing in two worlds, one in loyalty, and the other in deception. And your loved one, from where they stand now in full truth and heavenly clarity, is trying to tell you what your human eyes have missed. This is not meant to hurt you, it is meant to awaken you. Your loved one says, "You've been dreaming about me because I've been near you, you've been waking up with tears because I'm trying to get through." Don't dismiss those feelings. They're not random, they are divine attempts to alert your heart before this truth becomes a storm you weren't prepared for. Beloved, someone close to you is not walking in truth. They've worn a mask for too long, and God is tired of watching your heart bleed quietly while you call it love. Your loved one is not coming to curse them, nor to expose for revenge. They are coming with mercy, to show you the truth before it poisons your destiny. You've been asking why doors aren't opening, why peace is so temporary, why joy feels borrowed. It's because the wrong spirit has been sitting too close to you, and your loved one can no longer watch in silence. Archangel Michael says this is not just information, this is a divine rescue. If you open your heart now, if you receive this word with faith, heaven will begin moving in your favor so fast you will be in awe. And if your spirit feels this pause right now, if something inside you is nodding before your mind understands, type Amen 7:14. But you must obey. You must pay attention to who makes you feel drained after they speak, who shows up only when they need you, who avoids eye contact when you talk about the future. Your loved one says, "My child, I've walked through death just to find a way to get this truth to you. I couldn't say it when I was alive, but I can now. The person you call family is not protecting you the way I would have. And God is not going to let you stay in that confusion. This is why you're seeing this message. This is why your hands are trembling. This is why the tears won't stop, because I am near, and I love you too much to be quiet anymore. Beloved, they've been trying to protect you from the other side, trying to cover you in the spirit. They are not gone. They are not silent. They are not finished. They are your unseen shield, your heavenly advocate. And today, right now, they are breaking through the veil with the help of Archangel Michael, crying out, "Please listen. Please trust what you feel. Please don't let this moment pass. If you skip this, I won't be allowed to say it again." So pause, close your eyes, feel their presence, breathe, and know that the one who loved you in life has not stopped loving you in death. Heaven is still speaking, and you, beloved, are still being watched over. Type, "I hear you." If your spirit feels this, type, "I receive this message." Heaven is still speaking, beloved, and the voice that once sat beside you in this earthly realm has not gone silent. It has only become more pure, more urgent, more radiant in its clarity. You are not imagining the chills that dance across your arms when you're alone. You are not imagining that dream where someone whispered your name, but didn't speak with words, because they no longer need to. They're speaking through signs now, through patterns, through the stillness that feels louder than sound. And today, they've asked Archangel Michael himself to carry their heart's message straight to yours. This is not about fear. This is not about doom. This is about divine intervention, wrapped in love so intense it could not stay quiet any longer. They see what's surrounding you. They see the people entering your space with energy that does not align with your future. They see someone pretending to support you, while in the silence of their heart, they are competing with you. Jealousy has cloaked itself in familiarity. And this loved one from the other side is weeping, not out of sorrow, but because the truth is finally being allowed to reach you. You asked God, "Why can't I move forward?" You prayed, "Show me what's blocking my joy." And heaven answered with a whisper. It's someone you love too much to question. That's why this message had to come through a soul you trust. A soul who held your hand through life, and now holds your destiny in intercession beyond death. They were assigned to deliver this message because only they could pierce through the wall you've built to protect your heart. They've been watching the delay. They've seen your tears. They've seen you investing into people who give you only pieces of themselves, while expecting you to give everything. And now heaven is saying, "Enough." Archangel Michael stands beside them like a warrior and a witness, saying, "This was meant to reach you weeks ago, but you were not ready. But today, you are. Today you will receive what will free your soul, and untie the cords that were wrapped around your feet." Someone is acting like they're cheering for you, but their spirit is trying to outrun you. They borrow your light, and then pretend they shine on their own. They copy your peace, but never ask how you built it. They sit beside you in silence when you speak of your dreams, but their silence is not reverence, it is resentment. And your loved one saw all of this from above, and said, "God, please don't let them be blindsided again. Let me tell them. Let me show them. Let me speak what I could never say in life. If this reached the deepest part of you, and you know this moment matters, type Amen 862. And so, this moment was created. This very page, this very paragraph, is not a coincidence. It's a spiritual appointment, a divine courtroom session, where God allowed the one who passed to testify in your favor. And their words are like rivers rushing toward your soul, breaking chains you didn't even know you were still carrying. They say to you now, my child, you have suffered in silence too long. You've called it strength, but it was survival. You've called it faith, but it was exhaustion. You've smiled through betrayals, laughed through disappointments, and carried people who never once checked if your feet were bleeding. But heaven saw it all, and I saw it all. And now, we are sending you new strength, new discernment, and a new beginning. There is something waiting for you on the other side of this obedience, a release, a financial unlocking, a shift in your home, the removal of wrong people, the opening of right doors. Your loved one is part of that shift. They're standing at the gate of that breakthrough with Archangel Michael, both saying in one unified voice, don't skip this. Don't brush this off. If your heart feels suddenly still, if something deep inside you is saying this is for me, pause for a moment. Let your faith speak softly, type Amen 483. If you turn your face away from this word, we may not be allowed to speak again. And beloved, that's not a threat. That's heaven's cry, because the realm of the Spirit respects your free will. But your loved one and Archangel Michael have begged for just one more chance to reach you. And this is it. This is sacred. This is not for everyone. This is personal. Custom written in the ink of heavenly light, just for you. They're asking you now, do you still trust your own spirit? Do you still believe that heaven knows your name? Do you still believe that your life can turn in a single moment of truth? Because, this is that moment. There is a sound that has been echoing through the corridors of time, through dimensions unseen, and through realms untouched by human hand. It is the sound of a soul who once shared your laughter, your tears, your stories, and now dwells in eternity, still carrying your name on their lips like a whispered prayer. And this sound has grown louder. It is not coming to frighten you. It is not coming to haunt you. It is coming to wake you up, gently, fully, divinely. Archangel Michael stands at the edge of this moment, not as a messenger this time, but as a witness. He witnessed when your heart broke, but you kept it hidden. He saw when you forced a smile just to be strong for others. He felt it when you cried for someone who never showed up the way you showed up for them. And that loved one who passed, they couldn't stay quiet anymore, because silence in heaven turns into spiritual vibration when the heartache of the living becomes unbearable. So they've sent this moment to you, not just as words, but as a divine retrieval of the pieces of yourself you lost along the way. They're trying to bring you back to yourself. Not the version of you that always apologizes. Not the version that plays small to keep others comfortable. Not the version that tolerates dishonor just to feel safe. No, they're calling for the version of you that heaven remembers. The one whose soul sparkled long before life dimmed it. They've been trying to show you signs. A smell that shouldn't be there, but suddenly fills the room. A bird that comes too close. A butterfly that lands too gently. A dream that wakes you up crying, with no words. These were all messages. These were the fragments of their voice. You dismissed them as imagination, but they were heaven's letters. And this message, this is the final page in that letter, the most sacred one. And Michael says, you must not skip it this time. Someone close to you is wearing a mask. You felt it. Your spirit knows it. Your body even reacts around them, tension in your chest, an unease you can't explain. But because you love them, you silence your intuition. Your past loved one is not mad at you. They are just desperate for you to see what they see. They're not trying to hurt you, they're trying to free you from being hurt again. They are showing me the image of you walking forward, but dragging invisible ropes tied to things and people you thought you left behind. The past isn't the past, if it still has permission to affect your present. And they are saying, cut the cord, beloved, it's time. You can't fly when you're still holding on to things that keep you grounded in pain. This loved one is not only warning you, but also blessing you. They've spoken your name in the realm of angels. They've asked God to release joy back into your home. They're interceding for the return of money, favor, peace, and deep emotional healing. And heaven is answering, but the delivery of these blessings is linked to this moment of awakening. This message is the key. This realization is the gate. God has allowed them to show you what they couldn't say when they were alive. Maybe they didn't know how to express it. Maybe life ended too soon. But they have watched you try to live without answers, and now they are pouring them into your heart through these words. If your soul feels seen, if your spirit knows this is a turning point, don't scroll past it. Type Amen 926. Listen carefully, because their voice is soft, but it is sacred. You were never hard to love. You were just surrounded by people who didn't know how to handle your light. You are not the burden, you are the blessing. And the next season of your life will not be stolen like the last one was. But you must trust the path now, even when it's lonely, even when it's unfamiliar. Follow the voice inside of you, because that is where I speak. And Archangel Michael, with sword in hand, lifts his voice to heaven and says, the time is now. This is the moment. Let every delay break. Let every lie be exposed. Let every hidden truth rise to the surface. Let the chosen one receive what was always meant for them. This is not just about warning, this is about rebuilding. This is not about mourning the past, this is about restoring what can still be saved. Your loved one is standing on the edge of eternity, pointing toward your name written in divine light. They see what's coming, and it is beautiful. But you must let go of what's behind, to walk into what's ahead. If your heart is resonating, if your spirit feels steady instead of afraid, pause here and let faith respond. Type Amen 358. Say this aloud now if your soul agrees. I open my spirit to this message. I receive divine truth. I will no longer skip what heaven sends me. I am ready to see what I've been protected from. I am ready to walk in the light. Beloved, there are truths that the living try to bury in silence. But heaven has no grave for unspoken love. And now, through the veil of eternity, the one you once held in your arms and still hold in your heart has stepped closer. Their presence surrounds you like breath in a quiet room. They never left you. They simply walked into another realm, and from there they've been watching you, praying for you, speaking your name into divine winds. Archangel Michael says, this moment was scheduled long before time was born. This is not coincidence. This is spiritual timing. The voice calling you is not merely memory. It is the voice of unfinished love, of things unsaid, tears unshared, apologies never given but deeply felt. Your loved one wants you to know that every moment you've been doubted, disrespected, or dismissed, heaven took notice. That you've been fighting invisible battles lately. Emotional waves that come without warning. Sudden tiredness that sleep cannot fix. Loneliness in a room full of people. These are the signs. These are the soul-level alerts that something is misaligned, and your past loved one is reaching through the fabric of this world to get your attention. They are showing Michael what's been going on in your home, the shifting energy, the heaviness you try to explain away, the clutter in your thoughts, the confusion in your dreams. Beloved, this isn't just stress. This is spiritual residue from unhealed heartbreak. There is a part of you still tethered to old grief and false promises, and it's slowing you down. But they came today with the sword of clarity. They are trying to tell you that someone close to you is wearing a face that doesn't match their spirit. They're showing up with kindness, but inside them is confusion. They love you, but not in the way you deserve to be loved. They need you, but not for the right reasons. Your loved one wants you to pause, not to judge them, but to see the truth clearly. Because love that comes with a hidden agenda is not divine. It is manipulation disguised as warmth. And you've been feeling this. You've been catching glimpses. You've heard things that don't align with the actions. You felt energy shift when you walk into the room. Don't doubt yourself, beloved. That intuition, that spiritual ache, it is the echo of your protector from the other side, trying to save you from yet another cycle of pain. Archangel Michael is speaking now, and his voice is like fire wrapped in silk. If you keep giving your light to people who thrive in your confusion, you will dim the very glow God placed in you for a purpose. You were not made to carry others who refuse to heal. You were not made to stay small just to make broken people feel comfortable. You were created to rise, to roar, to radiate. And your loved one claps their hands gently in the spirit, as if confirming what Michael said. They want to remind you of who you were before the trauma, before the disappointment, before the betrayal. They want to return you to yourself. That person you've been waiting on to apologize, release them. That answer you've been praying for from the wrong source, stop seeking it in people who can't see your worth. The real healing will come when you understand this. You do not need closure from them, when you have confirmation from God. Let that sink in. They're also whispering about an upcoming shift, a divine rearranging. It will feel like loss at first, but it is actually the beginning of sacred alignment. Certain friendships will feel empty. Certain conversations will no longer make sense. You will feel like pulling away. Don't fight it. This is the season of pruning, not to punish, but to prepare. You are being shaped for something you can't even fully imagine yet. But your loved one has seen it, and they are excited. They are clapping in the spirit. They're holding scrolls of blessings assigned to your name. If your soul feels peace instead of fear right now, type Amen 941. Things they couldn't give you while on earth, they are now helping to release from heaven. And Michael, with his sword gleaming with divine justice, is guarding the gates so that nothing and no one can stop what's being delivered to your soul. That if you feel a sudden peace right now, that's them. If your heart just softened, that's them. If you feel tears but can't explain why, that's them, touching the softest part of your soul, saying, I'm still here. I never left. I'm just walking with you in a different form now. And now Michael turns to you, his expression solemn, but full of divine hope. Will you listen now? Will you stop skipping the signs? Will you give this moment your heart, not just your eyes, because what heaven is offering cannot be bought, cannot be copied, cannot be replaced. It is sacred. It is urgent. It is yours. You are being called to respond, not just read, not just scroll, but to awaken. Say this with all your soul if you're ready. I receive what heaven is giving me. I release what is no longer mine. I honor the voice of my loved one. I accept the shift. I walk in truth. There are some things you can't explain with words, like why certain memories still make your hands shake, or why someone's name still echoes in your chest like a soft thunder. There's a reason, and your loved one who passed is the reason you're reading this now. They are closer than you know, watching you move through life with grace and strength. But they also see the moments when you collapse quietly on the inside, still smiling outside, still holding everyone together, while your soul is searching for someone to finally see you. This message is not to tell you something new, beloved, it's to confirm what your spirit already knows, that they've been trying to speak in numbers, in dreams, in the way the light hits a wall at the same hour each day. And you felt it, haven't you? That strange pull in your chest when something unseen walks past, that sudden calm before a breakthrough. They're not haunting you, they're reminding you. Michael is standing beside them now, one hand on their shoulder, the other holding a golden scroll, your scroll. And as he reads from it, the atmosphere shifts. He speaks slowly, carefully, knowing each word will land inside your spirit like a seed. You are chosen, not because you are perfect, but because you are purposed. You are being watched over, not because you are weak, but because your strength is sacred, and the person you trusted who betrayed you, they will no longer have power over your destiny. That contract has been spiritually broken. Yes. Archangel Michael saw what they did behind your back. And so did the one who passed, the whispers, the manipulation, the half-truths dressed in smiles. But you endured it all with silence and kindness, not because you were naive, but because you are made of higher substance. That purity is your protection. Your loved one is crying now, not from sadness, but from overwhelming love, because they never got to say all this before they left. There wasn't enough time, but now heaven has given them time and eternity to say what was buried in their heart. They want to say, "I was so proud of you. I watched you become who you are and I know how hard it was for you. I saw the nights you cried alone. I saw you fight for everyone else and forget yourself. But I never stopped loving you. And I'm not done loving you now. You're not alone in this season. I'm still with you, just in a different way. Please, don't forget that they're begging you to stop settling, to stop shrinking, to stop handing over your light to people who only want to dim it. And they want you to open your eyes to the person who is trying to re-enter your life, a person who once left you bleeding, but now returns wrapped in apologies. Don't let your loneliness answer the door, beloved. Let your healing do it. Let your clarity decide, not your past. This moment is sacred, because heaven has also been planning something for you. A divine return of things stolen, lost finances, delayed blessings, opportunities you thought were gone. All of them are orbiting around your name. But you have to align your life now to receive them. You can't carry old habits into new seasons. You can't keep making space for people who only come to take. You have to step into the divine role you were born to play. Archangel Michael says your home is about to experience peace like never before. The chaos you've been living in, it wasn't just emotional, it was spiritual interference, and your loved one has interceded for a cleansing. Doors are being spiritually shut. Windows that allowed negative energy to enter are being sealed. The atmosphere is shifting, because the one who loves you from eternity refused to remain silent. Even now, they whisper. Clean that one room you've been avoiding. If your spirit feels ready to receive these blessings, if your heart is open, type Amen 572. That's where the heaviness sits. Speak my name in prayer. Not because I need to be summoned, but because it will open your heart again. Light a candle, open the window. And when the breeze touches your skin, know it's me. I'm still here. You are not crazy. You are not broken. You are spiritually sensitive, and your spirit is awakening. God is allowing you to feel what most people ignore. That's not a curse, that's a gift. And now the message closes with this divine decree from Archangel Michael. Anyone who stole from you spiritually, emotionally, or financially, will face divine justice. Your name is being cleared. Your favor is being restored. The next 3 days will begin a chain of heavenly alignments that will unlock what was delayed. But do not go back. The past is not your future. The familiar is not your destiny. Follow the signs. Trust the voice. Your time is now. If your heart feels calm but alert right now, if something inside you is saying this is real, pause for a moment and respond in faith. Type Amen 804. Take a deep breath, let your spirit receive this. And if your soul agrees, say softly. There are things the human heart forgets when grief comes, like the warmth of a voice that once called your name so tenderly. The quiet rituals of love, the sound of shared laughter echoing through simple moments. But even when the body is gone, love does not vanish. It transforms. It becomes wind that brushes your skin, numbers that repeat until you notice, and tears that fall for no reason while you're doing something ordinary, like folding laundry or staring at a picture frame. And in those small moments, your loved one is there. Archangel Michael, glowing with the compassion of heaven's throne, has come bearing the rest of the scroll that was opened in the realm of light just for you. He speaks now, not with urgency, but with mercy. A mercy you've long needed, though you never asked for it. He says, the soul that you miss has not moved far from you. They are not lost in the mist. They walk the edges of your day. They visit your sleep. They have seen your heartbreak, your loneliness, your silent prayers, and the moments when you wanted to scream but smiled instead. They have felt your pain. And today, they are allowed to speak clearly through this moment. You have been chosen for a release, yes, a spiritual release. Because you have carried so much that wasn't yours. Grief, regret, shame, even responsibilities placed on your shoulders by people who never knew your heart. And all this time, your loved one from the other side has been trying to tell you. That's not your burden. That's not your guilt. That's not your fault. There is a woman connected to your life right now, living or recently departed, who tried to use your emotions as her power. She spoke about you softly in front of you, but in places of secrecy, she misrepresented your name. And your loved one in heaven saw it all. They are the reason the truth is starting to surface. The reason you've been feeling restlessness in certain spaces, or why a once close relationship is beginning to feel off. God is stirring your discernment, because He's preparing you to walk into the kind of clarity that heals you deeply, not temporarily. Michael says this clarity will not destroy you, it will resurrect you. You've been too kind for too long, too quiet about things that hurt, too willing to give second chances. While people walked away with pieces of you, they never returned. But now, the heavens are returning what was taken. You're not just stepping into a season of recovery, you're stepping into a revelation. And this revelation will show you the root of why certain things in your life never fully worked. Why peace came and went, why people loved you and still left. Why money arrived and disappeared. The patterns are not coincidences, they were spiritual interruptions. But now, Michael says, we're silencing the interference. There is a moment coming within the next 3 days, where you will feel something move around you. A deep breath in your room when no one is there. A song that suddenly brings a chill. A scent that floods your heart with memory. That is not a trick of the mind. That is your loved one signaling. I'm here. Keep going. You're almost at the breakthrough. Heaven is opening a space for you, a place of safety, financially, emotionally, spiritually. But you must leave behind what was never meant to stay. And the person who has been haunting your thoughts, the one who left things undone, who walked away without clarity, they will reach out again. Not for reconciliation, but for recognition. And this time, God asks you to respond only through healed eyes. Because your story is no longer stuck. Your name is no longer tied to guilt. Your soul is no longer chained to the past. Your loved one wants you to know, they are proud. Not just of what you survived, but of how you kept loving, how you kept forgiving, how you kept showing up even when no one truly showed up for you. And now, God is about to show up for you. There is a miracle approaching your house.